Hello and welcome back to Orchestrator Overview for Automation Developers module. So far, we've learned about the main capabilities and concepts of Orchestrator. In this video, we'll walk through the steps of connecting an unattended robot to Orchestrator and launching a job using the newly created robot. Let's begin. As processes are executed under a specific user or robot account, the first step is to create a new account in the Automation Cloud. We're in Automation Cloud, where we'll navigate to the Admin panel and select the Accounts and Groups section. Unattended robots are meant to run on their own on separate machines using their own credentials. So, they're separated from regular users. Human users can control them only through Orchestrator. This means that we can create a robot account instead of inviting a new user to Automation Cloud. So, let's go ahead and do that. Before moving on, a word about user accounts. We can add these accounts from the same Account and Groups section. These require an email address and a group membership assigned, for example, Automation Users. Alright, let's go to Orchestrator. In our tenant, under the Manage Access tab, let's assign a role to the robot account. We'll search for the robot account that we've just created and assign the robot role to it. The process we want to run is a foreground automation process, and we want to run it in an unattended mode. So, we need machine login credentials, which we'll add here in the Unattended Setup page. All that's left to do is to click Assign. Okay, let's first understand what a foreground process is. And what other types of processes are there? A foreground process is used when our automation project needs to interact with UI elements. We'll go into more depth and explain the concepts foreground and background in the next video. So, stay tuned for that. Great, we've set up the robot account. Let's start with the necessary configuration to connect the unattended robot to Orchestrator. To function properly, the unattended robots in folders need both a user or robot account and a machine template. Since we have the robot account, let's take care of the machine template now. We'll navigate to the Machines tab, add a new machine template, give it a name, and assign it at least one runtime. It goes without saying that you need to have available unattended licenses to be able to add them here. With our machine successfully created, we now have all of the details that we need. So far, so good. Now, there are two ways of connecting the robot to Orchestrator. By directly setting the Orchestrator details in UiPath Assistant, or using the command line. Let's go for the first option. First, we need to open the Assistant. Select Orchestrator Settings from the Preferences menu, and the Orchestrator configuration window appears. We can use the client ID or machine key to connect unattended robots to Orchestrator. Let's go for the machine key connection type. As a result, the content of the window is adjusted according to our selection. The machine name field has the name of our physical machine or VM. For the Orchestrator URL field, we'll enter Orchestrator's web address, this one. In the machine key field, we'll copy the machine key from our overview template machine created earlier. And lastly, click Connect. The robot is now connected to Orchestrator. The assistant, in this case, acts as a local agent for the robot, providing access to resources on the machine, monitoring the progress of the automation process, and reporting back to Orchestrator. Alright, for a final check, let's navigate to the Monitoring tab and click on the Unattended Sessions. Here, we can see that our robot is connected. It's time to use our robot and run a job. Okay, as we've learned in the previous lesson, processes are folder-level entities. So, the next step is to create a folder in which we want to deploy a process. Let's take care of this and navigate to the Folders tab. Click New Folder and give it a name. In our newly created folder, we must assign an account under which the process will run. Let's go to Settings and under the Manage Access tab, assign our Overview robot account created earlier. Select the robot role and hit Assign. Under the Machines tab, select the machine we created earlier and hit Update. Next, to create the process in our folder, we go to Automations and click Add Process in the Processes tab. Here, we'll need to select a package. We're using a simple Hello World process, but feel free to use any package that you have published in Orchestrator. We have a few options here, such as job priority, providing a description, and adding tags. We'll leave these by default for now. Click on Create, and our process is added to this folder. Great! We're running a job here quickly, just to see how we can put the robot to work. We can launch the job directly from here by simply clicking Start a Job button. We need to select the account, the machine template, and a connected machine. Additionally, we can adjust the other fields, or we can leave them as they are, pre-populated, like the job priority, the runtime type, configure the execution target, schedule the ending of the job execution, generate alerts for certain job states, add arguments. Click Start and our job is running. And in a matter of seconds, the job was completed successfully. This concludes our demo in which we've covered provisioning an unattended robot using the assistant with Machine Key. You'll have the opportunity to practice the other option as well. The exercise for this module is setting up an unattended robot in Orchestrator using the assistant through Client ID, Client Secret. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon. Happy automation!